Yo! What's going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders here, and we are back with another video as of today. Today's going to be another traditional rebuild. As I've said, on my Mondays, that's going to be a traditional rebuild. Wednesdays is going to be my MyGM mode that I recently started. Fridays is going to be another traditional rebuild. And then Sundays are my sports betting picks. So, before we hop into this one, why don't we roll the intro? Let's go. Alright, so as I said, we are doing a traditional rebuild. If you guys couldn't tell from the top right, because they for some reason cut off the logo. I don't know why 2K decided that was a good idea, but for some reason they did. So we are going to be doing the 4th overall pick, Toronto Raptors rebuild today. So obviously, as we're looking at the team, there's a lot of spots we still need to fill, and that's, you know, it's kind of a good thing, kind of a bad thing. Obviously, we do have Chris Boucher, who started out, or who, you know, developed into a pretty good young player as of this past year. They do have Fred VanVleet, who's a very good scorer. They have OG Anunoby, who is definitely a tremendous defensive player. Siakam, 20-point-per-game scorer, kind of like their star. Him and VanVleet are kind of like co-stars, but I still think they can get the job done. Gary Trent Jr. came over, averaging about 15 a night, coming off our bench, so nothing wrong with that. Scottie Barnes is the 4th overall pick, as I mentioned, so they definitely got a really good player from that, I do believe, personally. And then Precious is a guy that they traded for from this offseason. I'm pretty sure it was a trade, but he hasn't really hit his peak yet, and that's okay. It's going to take some time for him, but he's still on a rookie scale contract, which is perfect. That's absolutely perfect. So, as you guys can see there, 2.7 mil. This year guaranteed, and then 2 team options after that, so we can honestly cut him if need be. So now what we really need to work on is getting that true point guard. I do think Scottie Barnes could play the 1. I just don't think in 2K that they're going to let that happen. That's just my own personal opinion, but I just don't think that it's going to work out. So I am going to go ahead and throw Goran Dragic and one of our younger guys, because I do think Malachi Flynn could develop well. Maybe throw in Svi, and I don't want to give up this year's first, but I'll give up like a 2024 unprotected first, just to see what we can get. Hopefully we can get a pretty decent point guard. That's kind of all I'm really looking for. I'm not seeing anything at all though, so we love that. Okay, so it's not going to be worth it. That's perfectly fine. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start Boucher at the center position. I'm going to get... Let's see. I do want to get Malachi Flynn some minutes, so let's go ahead and move him to the 10th man spot. We'll switch to a 10-man rotation, and then we will go. We'll get rid of Yuta's minutes, even though I do think he can be pretty good. I just think Malachi Flynn has a lot more upside, especially since this team is lacking a point guard. I think that he's going to be just more of a valuable piece. Dragic, I want to look at his contract. So he's only on a 1-year deal, so I guess we'll be fine if we keep him just for this year and then look to sign someone in the offseason. Fred VanVleet does still have 3 years left. OG has 4 years left. He did just sign the extension. Siakam does have 3 years. So if he does start to regress, we do have him as a trade piece. I think that he'll be fine. He is a 20-point-per-game scorer, but just in case if he does. So I'm going to just simulate until the end of the first year. I don't really know what else I would do. Let me just check... system proficiency real quick. So I do see balanced is pretty good, and his preferred system is balanced, so we'll just go ahead and do that. So I'm going to set some of the trainings, and I'm going to send them to the end of the year. See you guys there. Alright, so we are here at the end of year 1. We did end up as the 5th seed in the conference, which is kind of shocking because I don't think that's really going to happen in real life, but you never truly know. You never truly know. Giannis does end up winning MVP. Evan Mobley, Rookie of the Year. So, unfortunately, Scottie Barnes did not get Rookie of the Year for us, but he wasn't starting either, so it does make sense. I was watching the Bulls vs. Cavs preseason game, and it looks like they truly are, the Cavs are truly going to try to run Mobley at the 4 and Jared Allen at the 5. I don't know. It didn't look like it worked too well for me, but you never know. Maybe Mobley develops into a tremendous jump shooter and it works out, but I don't know. Andre Drummond wins 6th Man of the Year. Giannis wins Defensive Player of the Year as well. So MVP and Defensive Player of the Year, that's crazy. Daniel Gafford wins Most Improved, former Bull. And Quinn Snyder wins Coach of the Year, winning 59 games. So and Jacob Park Exec of the Year. So we're not going to have anybody on any teams. I don't know why I'm going to waste my time looking, but I might as well. So let's see where Scottie Barnes ended up. Did he end up on first team? No, he did not. What about second team? Okay, so he was all rookie second team, which is fine. I wish we could have got that one, but that's okay. That's okay. That's all right. He wasn't even starting for us, so it's perfectly fine. So Siakam dropped to 15 points a night. Wait, what? He only dropped by 5 minutes, which, I mean, is kind of significant. Fred VanVleet's numbers are down. Dragic's went up. Scottie Barnes is averaging about 12.5, which is nice. Gary Trent, about 11. Boucher, about 11. OG, about 10. Precious, about 8.5. Kim Birch, 6.5. Malachi Flynn, 5. Oh my God. Like, I definitely thought that we would be... I thought our numbers would be looking a lot better than that. I hope I don't have to trade these players away yet. That's all I'm saying. So we'll simulate the play in here. Looks like Chicago did end up as the 8th seed. For the lineup here against the 76ers, it's pretty much the exact same. I don't think that they've made any changes at all, really. So we'll probably lose, but yeah, and we do end up losing, which is fine. You know, it was our first year. I didn't expect us to win in the first year anyway. So Joel Embiid is your Finals MVP, just in case if any of you guys were wondering that. We'll go to the week meetings here, make sure all of these are rejected, which now they are. We'll go to the draft lottery. I don't know if we'll get a good pick or not, but it'd be cool if we did. So it doesn't look like it. It looks like we have... the 18th pick. I must have just missed it. That's okay, though. So the 18th pick, it's okay. It's okay. I may shop that around and kind of see what I can get for. So in the offseason this year, we probably won't have any money at all just because we do still have, like Pascal Siakam's pretty big contract. We do still have Fred VanVleet who's making about 20 mil. We do have a couple players off the bench that have pretty big contracts. So I don't know really what all we're going to get. So I do want to bring back Chris Boucher because after bringing back Chris Boucher, I really don't think we'll have very much money at all. So even if I renounce the rights on all of these guys, oh shoot, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, I really didn't mean to do that. I just wanted to renounce the rights on everyone. Wow, yeah, I just sold even harder. So yeah, I literally only have about $5 million. So the odds of me being able to get someone good are very, very slim. I will kind of look after we get out of moratorium here. Yeah, I just don't really know what I would want because if we take a look at the roster, Malachi Flynn is there for now. I think what I'm going to do for this next year, I'm going to move Fred VanVleet to the 1, Gary Trent Jr. to the 2, OG at the 3, Siakam at the 4 probably, and then Chris Boucher at the 5, have Scottie Barnes come off our bench as our 6th man. I feel like that's probably a little bit better of an option. So with that being said, we probably do need another point guard. Well, actually, Malachi Flynn's going to be there, so do we really need any positions? I don't think so, because we'll have Gary Trent play the 2. So we could probably use a shooting guard. If we could find a good shooting guard, I'd be fine with that. Yeah, if we could find a good shooting guard, we'd be set. So we do have Wayne Ellington here, who I think will be fine. So let's try to bring him in on a minimum contract. He does sign. So that's going to be our only moves, to be completely honest. So hopefully player progression shows a lot of green. Siakam goes up 1. Fred VanVleet does drop down 1. It says he didn't move, but I know he was at an 80, so he dropped a little bit. Scottie Barnes is up 3 to a 79. Gary Trent Jr. is up to a 79. Chris Boucher stayed the same. Kim Birch actually went up 1 as well. Precious went up 2. Svi went up 2. Malachi Flynn went up 3 to a 76. So we are in a good spot here. I feel like we have the team to be able to compete. I just don't know how well. So if we go here to the created draft classes here, these are the ones I use just in case if anybody wants to know. It's by Philium. I don't know, something like that. So yeah, that's the one that I use. So here's what we're going to do this year. We are going to go Fred VanVleet at the 1. We are going to go Gary Trent at the 2. we are going to go OG at the 3 still. Scottie. We could do Scottie Barnes at the 4, Siakam at the 5, and then have Chris Boucher as our 6th man. Malachi Flynn, Precious Achiuwa, Kim Birch, and Svi. But I would bump that down to a 9-man probably. And then go here, here. I guess we could try it like this. Sure. I mean, I hope that would work out. I hope so. I don't know. But we could always try it. Chris Boucher. The thing is, we have a lot of wing players here. Or a lot of forwards and centers. So I'm gonna try to trade Kim Birch and a first for maybe like a backup 2 or a backup 3. Because we do have Malachi Flynn, who's going to be that backup point guard for us, but we do need like a backup shooting guard, backup small forward, something like that. So hopefully we can find something. Drew Holiday's there. That's a good one. THT, he will just keep getting better and better. What's his contract looking like? He has a player option, so I'm not going to take a chance on that. Pokazevsky, that'd be interesting for sure. We could get Dinwiddie and Gafford. That would definitely help out our bench, but I'm just not really seeing anything I really like. I mean, Fournier might be solid for us off the bench, but he is making like $18 million, so that's kind of a lot. We would get a 2023 first-round pick back. Let's do it. It will help out our bench too. So if we go ahead and do it like this, move Malachi Flynn back to the bench, move Chris Boucher to the 6th man, bump him down to 25, bump Chris Boucher up, and then give Fournier 28 or 21 minutes, Precious 18. I think we're solid. I think we're going to be in a good spot here. I really do. So yeah, I'm just going to double check system proficiency, make sure it's looking good still. 3.5 stars for balance, 3.5 stars for perimeter centric. So I'm just going to keep it on balance. I am going to go to the coach game plan here. Make sure play physical defense is on, which it is. So I'm just going to send him to the end of the year. See you guys there. All right, so we are here at the end of year 2. Yeah, at the end of year 2, and Giannis does end up winning MVP, but we were actually really good this year. We ended up as 3rd in the conference, 2nd in the power ranking. So we are the real deal, honestly. So Chet Holmgren wins Rookie of the Year. Christian Wood wins 6th Man of the Year, so that's going to be a scary Rockets. That's going to be a scary Rockets team. Giannis does win Defensive Player of the Year as well. Most Improved goes to Terrence Davis. That's not one that you see very often. Nate McMillan wins Coach of the Year. Jacob Park wins Exec of the Year with 44 wins. Kind of surprising, but I don't know. What do I know? So let's go ahead and see if we made any teams. I doubt it. Vucevic does. That's kind of cool. But no, I don't see anybody on any teams at all. Not even OG on any defensive teams, which is just, that's so weird and so that's like a scary sight to me, to be completely honest. But let's go ahead and take a look at the stats real quick. So Pascal, he did have a little bit of a bounce back, jumping up from 15 points a night back up to about 19. Scottie Barnes is coming through though, 16 points a night. Fred VanVleet about 14. Gary Trent about 13.5. Fournier about 12 off our bench. Chris Boucher about 10.5. Malachi Flynn about 10.5 off the bench. Precious Achiuwa about 9. OG about 9 as well. But we all know OG is just, he's a 3-and-D guy at the end of the day. So going up against that Sixers team once again, I'm sure that they have not made really any changes whatsoever. Let's see. So yeah, pretty much the same team. Just rolling with it. Just rolling with it all day, all night, So we're keeping the same starting 5. I like Chris Boucher coming off the bench, Malachi Flynn, Fournier, and Achiuwa. I really like that rotation, and we do end up sweeping them. So we're going up against Chicago, round 2. I hate going up against this team because this is my team. They ended up getting Kevin Huerter somehow. Did they trade Zach LaVine for Kevin Huerter? You're joking. Hold on. Wait. Where's the Hawks? Where's Zach LaVine? What happened to Zach LaVine? What is going on? Hold on. I'm sorry. I gotta look at this. I gotta know what happened here. So Zach LaVine. I'm not seeing anything yet. Hold on. Levine. Seriously? Wait. There he is. He's on the Spurs? How did he end up on the... I guess he was a free agent last year. I forgot. He was a free agent last year, so they probably just signed Kevin Huerter to try to fill in. So that makes me feel a little bit better. But we lose in 6? Wow, dude. Wow. That's crazy. And then they go on to lose in 5 to the Heat. So I guess we probably would have lost anyway. And then the Lakers win it all. And Russell Westbrook at age 34 is your finals MVP. So wasn't expecting that. I definitely thought that was going to be a year we would at least make a little bit of a run. And I was wrong. I was wrong. And that's okay. That's okay. So we'll go to the draft lottery. Do we have a pick this year? Raptors. So we have pick 17, I think. Yeah, we have pick 17. That's pretty much it. So we'll go ahead and go to staff signing, make sure everyone's signed. We do have a head scout now, so we need a team doctor. So we'll sign... Oh, wait, he probably won't sign that, but... No, he does. Wow. Okay, cool. So now we'll go to the NBA draft. Like I said, we do have pick 17. I think I'm going to shop this one around. It doesn't look like... Oh, wow. I definitely thought we had more assets than this. So I'm going to look to try to trade the guy that we just drafted this past year and a first-round pick. And hopefully we can get something good out of it. I mean, all of these are going to help us for sure. It's just a matter of, do I really want to risk something like that? Probably not. So I think I'm going to just sim to the user pick, and then I'm going to take the guy with the highest potential, with the highest overall, stuff like that. So it looks like here, according to the Draft Express board, it looks like this guy Jordan Walsh is the best player. He does have a all-star ceiling. He has 5 badges already. This guy has is 10th rating, 5 badges as well, also an all-star rating. This guy's got a Hall of Fame ceiling, but he has a Gerald Green bench floor. Wow. I don't think I'm going to take my chances. I think I'm going to just go with this guy, best available at the time. And if that guy comes back to bite me, that's okay. I'd be perfectly fine with that. So here's kind of my thought process on it. We do have 2 super young pieces. Fred VanVleet does accept his player option now. We have Gary Trent still here. He declines, though. So we may have to try to bring him back, which I'd be fine with. I would like to bring Gary Trent back. I think that he's a good player for us off the bench. We'll go to the moratorium here. We're still not going to have like any money at all. So we don't have rights on Gary Trent. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to sign him. He really just screwed us by not accepting his player option, because we're not going to be able to re-sign him. Oh, we are. Okay, well, I would like to bring him back. So, and we can renounce the rights on all of these guys. I'm fine with that. So, and he does agree. Okay, cool. I was not expecting that, but so we only have about $5 million left. I don't think I'm going to sign anyone else. Like I said, I like Fred VanVleet playing the 1. I like Gary Trent playing the 2. I like OG playing the 3. Barnes at the 4. Siakam at the 5. Sure. I feel like that's a really good roster. Honestly, I just want to make sure. One last thing: do I need any backups? Because I don't think so. Because Malachi Flynn's going to be backup 1. We're going to have Fournier as backup 2. I guess technically we could use a backup small forward, but I think I'm going to look to trade for a backup small forward. And then we have a backup center in Precious Achiuwa. So I think we're in a good spot. I truly do. So let's go ahead and try to trade finder both of our young guys that we do have. So Damian Collins and Jordan Walsh. And then we'll throw in this year's first, since this is the last year of the rebuild. We do have to try to win right here, right now. And then we need like a backup small forward. That's kind of what we're going for. Hopefully something really nice can be brought to us. Like, I'm seeing some pretty decent offers, but I'm just not seeing anything that's like, holy crap, that's going to help us win a championship. So maybe if I throw in, let's see. So I don't know. I'll come up with a trade. I'll be right back. Also, really quick, just in case if you guys did want to see player progression at all, Siakam did unfortunately stay the same, but Scottie Barnes got a lot better. Fred VanVleet got a touch better. OG got better. Chris Boucher got better. Gary Trent got better. And Precious Achiuwa went up 2. So he is now 79. So he is actually a very good center. He's almost to that 80 threshold where, it makes them mediocre. So, and then our rookie that we drafted that we have not played yet is up to a 77. So we're in a really good spot. We're in a very, very good spot. Yeah, so I really like where we're at. So I'm going to now make that trade, and I'll be right back. All right, so we were actually really good this year. We ended up as first in the conference, first in the power ranks. So I do think that we made the right moves in the offseason, and I think that this is going to be the year we're going to be a championship contending team. So Luka Doncic does win MVP. Imani Bates wins Rookie of the Year. Christian Wood, 6th Man of the Year on the Bucks. Ooh, that might be a scary team. If Christian Wood is coming off your bench, oh my gosh. Anthony Davis, Defensive Player of the Year, and Nikola Jovic. Not Jokic, Jovic. Okay. All right, he was Most Improved. And Coach of the Year goes to Nick Nurse, which is our coach, and our Executive of the Year is Roy Robinson, and he won that as well. So we're not going to have anybody on any teams, I don't think, because we were just such a well-rounded team. But, like I say every time, it's always nice to look. So, yeah, I didn't see anything on there. Let's take a look at the stats real quick, see kind of what we're doing here. Jaylen Brown, 20 points per night. Siakam, about 18 points a night. Scottie Barnes, about 17 points a night. Gary Trent, 14. Fred VanVleet, 14. Chris Boucher, 9. Precious, 9. Malachi Flynn, 9. OG Anunoby, about 8. And I'm sure he's probably upset about everything, but at this point, I just want to win. I don't really care how it comes, but I just want to win. That's all. So we're going up against the Brooklyn Nets, who obviously have a big three of Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving. I think we should match up pretty good against this team defensively. I didn't mean to do that. Gosh dang it. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm going to have OG there. OG is going to be... He's obviously our starting small forward. We will bump Gary Trent down just a couple. Move Malachi Flynn up to about 24. Precious Achiuwa is at about 14, even though he actually has been playing really well for us. But I think this is how we're going to do the rotation. I think I like this. Actually, no. We're going to bump down Malachi Flynn and move up Chris Boucher. And we'll even bump down Malachi Flynn to about 17 and give Precious about 18 because Precious and Boucher are playing really well. So is Malachi Flynn. I shouldn't bash on him. But his overall is just a little bit lower, and 2K basically lives and dies by the overall. So what I'm going to do here is, since we are playing against the Brooklyn Nets, I am going to change the game plan up just a touch, just to hopefully help us win a little bit. So for the Nets here, matchup on Kevin Durant, I do want, I do want OG Anunoby. For James Harden, I do want Jaylen Brown. And I guess Fred VanVleet's going to have to try to guard Kyrie. I don't think it'll really work, but we can at least try it, We can at least try it. So hopefully we can win. I don't know if we will be able to or not, and we end up winning in 6. Good stuff. So we're going up against the Knicks now. We do have Emmanuel Quickley, Adrian Griffin Jr., RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, and Trez. Their bench is pretty mediocre, but I do like that. I do like Barrett and Randall together. I feel like that's going to be a really good team in the future. So Boston, we did end up giving them Clint Capella, but we did take away Jaylen Brown. So kind of a wash. I don't know. And they win? What? Are you kidding me? Not only did the Boston Celtics beat us after giving us Jaylen Brown, they went on to win a championship with Jason Tatum and Clint Capella. Oh my goodness.